I'm Steve, Technical Director of Garsington Opera. I'm responsible for all technical aspects of Garsington's productions.
Hi, I'm Angus. I'm the event manager here for Garsington Opera at Wormsley. I'm responsible for the day-to-day running of the events, and I'm also project manager for all building work that we do here, and was responsible for the relocation of Garsington to Wormsley back in 2011.
We're here on stage at Wormsley preparing for the season. We'll go and have a look at the barn. Follow me. Performing multiple operas concurrently through the season means that we have a scenic changeover most evenings. It involves taking the entire set for one production off of the stage and then building the next one. Historically, this has been quite challenging here because we've had nowhere to store the sets, so they had to get broken down to quite small components, loaded onto trucks and then parked somewhere else on the estate. It's normally 2 trucks per opera, so within one changeover there's 4 trucks worth of scenery which needs to be loaded and unloaded and then put up on stage. The Backstage Barn will allow us to build the scenery in a different way, have more sections on wheels, build larger components which can simply be put onto trolleys and wheeled from the stage into the storage barn. As large as the barn is, it will only just be big enough for our operations. Each opera set will use up about 70 square metres. With 4 operas performing in rep, there will actually be quite a large amount of Tetris of moving one element out into the yard, another one onto stage and then filling in the gaps.
We wanted to build a barn here in the centre of the estate, and it's a sensitive location. The estate wanted us to choose something that looked in keeping. We worked with an architect called Simon Hurst, who's well known to the estate, and he came up with this design to look like an agricultural barn in a Chilterns vernacular, so with the black feather boarding and a plain clay-tiled roof, to look very much like the barns that you can see all around here. And he's done that really well. We wanted to create something that looked more than just a rectangle, so the architect suggested putting on a gable end on the side as a little feature with a set of dummy doors, which are nothing more than set dressing, but just make it look more featureful.
There'll be a huge environmental benefit. Daily there'll be a significant reduction in our reliance on heavy polluting vehicles. The new facilities will have significant benefits for the crew in that we will no longer need to work overnight. Historically we've worked from around midnight through till 3 o'clock the following afternoon. We'll now be able to condense this to a 6 AM start, so that all work takes place in the daylight, and we'll not have trucks coming in late at night reversing into through the tight gates and loading onto the stage.
The main problem we faced was the foundations, and that's partly because this area where the building is situated sits on top of made-up ground. You'll see that the ground slopes away from where you're stood down to the deer park, and that's a drop of about 3 metres. And all of this area here was made up ground back from the day when they dug out the lake and also dug for the ha-ha, and they put a lot of the spoil here. So we had to use concrete piles to get through that, and then create a steel frame on top of the concrete piles from which we could build the barn. But once we got out of the ground, then the rest of it was relatively straightforward construction, a steel frame clad in timber, and looked lovely.